In this video I'm going to show you how to cover up the holes that you make or that you see on the drywall. So in this case I was working at the customer and I had to install one of those range hoods for in the kitchen for the oven. So in this case I installed one of those range hoods like I said before, and then one of the place where the customer wanted the range hood, there was one of those lights that you see on the ceiling, flush on the ceiling. So what I did was to cover this up with one of those kits that you see, and that way I was able to cover it. So I'm going to teach you step by step how you can do this. So if you have a big hole or on the wall, on the ceiling, anywhere, you can cover this up very quickly with this kit that works great, and it's about $10–13, depends where you live. So now I'm going to show you step by step what to do. Alright, now as you can see here, we are seeing just half of the hole. So what you have to do is try to use the sandpaper, so that way you can sand it a little bit, and then after that you can put the putty. As you can see, I'm doing that right now. So the hole that you see is there was a light bulb, light fixture in that place, and of course, because that was just the perfect middle of the place where the range hood should go, I'm putting this by a type of cardboard. As you can see here, this is something that comes with the kit. So that is why I have this hole that you see. So I put it that way. So like I said before, first of all, you put the putty on the size of the hole, and then you're going to start adding some pressure with the putty on this cardboard with the holes in it, so that way you can stick it to the ceiling. So as you can see, everything is looking good, and what you have to do is in the middle, what you have to do is just try to cover this up, all the holes as you can, without pushing too hard. Otherwise, the thing will not be straight. All the putty will go to the hole in the middle, the big hole, not the little ones. So what I do usually is I try to cover this up a little bit. So like I said before, in the beginning you put all the glue in the wall or on the ceiling in this case, and then you put the cardboard here, and then you start pushing, as you can see, in the middle towards the edges of the cardboard, so that way it will stick. And once you do that, what you have to do later is try to put the putty against the cardboard. As you can see, you start from the edges, so that way the edges are going to be smooth, and otherwise you're going to see the big difference, like a bump on the road, something like that. So if you start from the wall, from the edges, it will be like a small heel, so that way you're not going to be able to see or to tell that you have that patch. So usually, because this process it takes at least 24 hours to dry out completely. In the kit it will say yes, 30 minutes, and maybe in 30 minutes or maybe 1 hour, all these pink thing that you are seeing is going to turn white. But usually that is not the case. It's not, you're not going to be able to work with this after that a short period of time. So what I recommend is 24 hours. It works great. I do it like that. And you have two options here. Is you can tell the customer, hey, when you finish, you can use one of those sander machines, or you can, because usually those holes are like too little, maybe you can use it sand it by hand a little bit and smooth it, the edges and all those things that you see right now that are not looking like perfect, to smooth it up, and that's it. So, and it should look great. Otherwise, if the customer doesn't want to mess with it, he can call me next day. I can go and clean this up and sand it up, and that's it. So if you're going to use a sand machine or something like that, make sure that you cover the stainless steel, otherwise you may scratch it. at least in this case. But if you have a hole and then you don't have a stainless steel or anything like that around it, it doesn't matter. You don't have to take any of these precautions. But as you can see, even when you are pushing, you're going to see like the little holes, you know, if the layer of putty is too thin. So it have to be thick enough to cover those little holes. Basically that's it. So I prefer to leave it sometimes the way you see it right now. Is just to try to make it as smooth as possible, but you're going to have the little edges on the edge that you see right now. So once you leave it as smooth as possible, then you can sand this up later, and then everything will turn out great. So I'm going to keep working a little bit. As you can see, it's almost perfect. I could just leave it like that if I wanted, and then, like I said before, come another day or and sand it up, and that's it. So the main thing here is to cover the hole. Once the hole is covered, that's it. And like I said before, don't worry that this is pink. It's going to turn out white. You can paint it later if you want to, but like I said before, it's a small patch, and this works great. So as usual, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below, and see you next time.